You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans. I've got your weekly spoilers for Monday, January 6th, all the way through Friday, January 10th. We are going to see Sophia saying that she is sorry and Kristen being forced to confess. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. And hey, if you're not following us, please click subscribe. Let's get into it, starting with the action on Monday, January 6th, season 60, episode 96. So Jada's a little uncomfortable when Javi decides to give her some TMI about his love life. Last we saw, he was dating that Carrie guy, but they hadn't done the deed or anything, and he still wasn't talking to Leo. So I am very curious who is going to be the subject of this TMI. Meanwhile, EJ decides he needs to work with Rafe to take down Arnold and get him away from Jada, get him out of EJ's house, and do all this preferably without exposing more DiMera secrets or getting EJ arrested. And Marlena warns Belle that she's probably going to want to proceed with caution, and it's got to be about EJ, right? She just told him she's got his job, and of course he's not happy. And Chanel goes looking for Joy and rips her a new one for all the lies. You know, Johnny, I'm actually glad Johnny didn't go all the way through and have sex with her, but Chanel's right. Still cheating, and it definitely sounds like she's not going to forgive him, that she's going to be done with him for a minute. And I don't think she's going to blame Joy in any way for getting alone with him and, you know, nearly doing the deed. I think for her, it's more the lies, because Joy had no idea who he was, any of that. You know, I mean, it's still kind of sketch, but as far as she thought it was a guy who was getting cheated on, it's just all the lying right in her face that's going to be the problem. Tuesday, January 7th is episode 97 of season 60. And speaking of Javi's love life, he is patching things up with Leo. So, I wonder if that's who he was talking about with to Jada. And after Joy gets spanked by Chanel, she's going to go back to Alex, who is going to console her. She is back in his arms after the Chanel showdown, and they slept together after the party. And then it's like an awkward thing on Friday, but they're circling back around to it. And Johnny finds out upsetting news about Chanel on Tuesday. I wonder if she has packed a bag and moved back to her mom's house or something. He's talking to Abe at the end of this week, and Chanel's talking to Paulina. So yeah, I could see her walking out. And Stephanie is hoping to win Chad's support. Interesting. So I don't know if this is about her love life, about Philip, about something else. Wednesday, January 8th, season 60, episode 98. We have Doug 3 comforting Julie. If she's upset about that necklace and that little punk is comforting her, then that's just terrible. I know he feels guilty about it, but he's like, oh, but I have to pay my bills, you know. Sketchy stuff. And Kristen looks like she's going to be forced to come clean to Ava, and I'm guessing it is about those texts. The DiMera house is been narrowed down as the source of them. And the real Rafe came to talk to EJ about it. And then, you know, he's now by Wednesday, I'm not sure. I guess he's on the loose again by Wednesday. But they know that the texts are coming from inside the house. And I think Kristen at this point has figured out that it's Rachel, but she, you know, would want to protect her daughter. But I guess saying that it's Rachel is better than letting Ava continue to think it's her. And Brady is standing in lockstep with his son Tate, and I assume they are pushing back on Amy Choi's demand and ultimatum that Sophia and Tate need to get married and raise this baby together. Meanwhile, Sophia runs into Holly and she updates her on what is going on with Tate. And I'm guessing she's going to tell her that, oh, by the way, my mom wants us to get married and, you know, be teen parents. Thursday, January 9th, season 60, episode 99. Holly looks after Doug 3. And her looking after him, yeah, that sounds like he's sick or hurt. I just wonder if he was beaten up over his unpaid debts because he took the money for the necklace, but he told Leo it wasn't nearly enough. So I don't know if he gave them that down payment and they just beat him. And Brady and Kristen are each blaming the other one on Thursday. And I'm sure it's about Rachel sending those threatening texts to Ava. You know, Brady will say, Kristen, she's just like your mini me because you teach her these bad things. And I'm sure, you know, she's going to lay into Brady about, well, if you were here with me and we were a united family, our daughter wouldn't be doing this. So it's really your fault. It's going to be definitely 5 rounds of the blame game. Philip versus Xander explodes. These two are back at each other's throats. They're supposed to be in a 50-50 deal, but I'm sure Philip's getting high-handed and Xander won't like it. Sophia finds Tate and tells him that she is so sorry for everything that's going on. Not that it's her fault, you know, that she got pregnant, but she just feels bad at the way that her mom is going after Tate. Friday, January 10th, we're going to wind up the week ahead with episode 100 of the current season. And Kat spends time talking to Marlena. She is opening up to her. Kat Green is back from Vancouver, where she went to visit her mom, Katerina, and you know, talk to her about everything that went on. And I don't know if this is a therapy thing or if Marlena might be curious about Katerina being alive since her husband, John, thought that he shot her mom. So that could be the subject of this conversation. Meanwhile, Sarah warns Xander, honey, do not cross over onto the wrong side of the law again. She sees just how frustrated he is with Philip. And of course, you know, he had goaded Xander into holding a gun on him. And thankfully it wasn't loaded. But Philip definitely knows how to push Xander's buttons to drive him into doing horrible things. And Sarah doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want to lose her honey. And Chad and Julie are in a position to comfort each other on Friday. And Holly is pressuring Doug 3 to tell her the truth. So based on that Thursday spoiler about her looking after him, I wonder if she is pushing on him to tell her why he was beaten up, because I'm sure he will lie and make excuses. Meanwhile, Stephanie and Philip get into a big confrontation on Friday. And I wonder if it's just about his terrible attitude, because she looks at him a certain way sometimes, like she thinks he's something she wants to wipe off her shoe, but she's still making out with him, taking him to bed.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.